What's up, guys? Brian Czach here. We are at Billy Bob's today here in Fort Worth, Texas. And there's the sign behind me, if you can see that. So I want to talk today a lot and a little about these Aquarian drum heads that I've been using for the past few weeks now. These were kind of an experiment that Chris Brady, an Aquarian, turned me onto when I visited the warehouse in Anaheim. And so let's start with the snare drum. Actually, so if I start with the snare drum, I have to give props and credit to Kevin Murphy, drummer from Nashville, who turned me on to this high energy head here, snare head. As you see, it's got the dot here in the center, but this whole area, this whole white area here, is also made out of like a woven material that's like a dot material. And then you see there's this black. This is not a ring. This is part of the head. I'm not sure how it affects the sound or whatever. I gotta turn this fan off because it's freezing. Air conditioning in here. So I'm really liking this snare drum head. I don't normally use, let's just say, okay, so this is the Aquarian High Energy. It's a single ply head, but as I said, it's got the dot here, and then this whole area is also dot like material. It's like a woven kind of thing. And you see I have the T-tab here to just take down a little bit of overtones. Otherwise, it's pretty open. And I would describe this head as sort of like on this particular drum, which is the chrome over brass, nickel over brass, Canopus Black Beauty. Let's just call it a Black Beauty. It's got a very Alex Van Halen kind of tone to it. Let's see here. Hit it a few times. So it's got a nice like ring to it, a very pleasant ring to it, and it's just tough as nails. Like I feel like I can beat the piss out of this thing, and it's like, yeah, what else you got? So this is the first thing that I wanted to talk about. I think I'm going to stick with this head. Obviously, you wouldn't play brushes with this head, or any sort of light playing would be. This is not what this light playing is not what this head is designed to do. This is a backbeat. You're playing, arenas and big rooms and slamming backbeats, and that's what this head is for. Maybe in the studio you might use it just for that purpose also. Let's move to the tom heads, which is like I said, a new kind of experiment for me. These are the Aquarian Reflector series, and they are white, but not coated. They're smooth, so they have like a smooth kind of thing going on. As you can see, I have some pitting here. So these heads have, like I said, they've been on here for maybe 15 shows. They're about due to be changed. But so I'm going to play one last show tonight with these heads and then switch them back. Probably going to go back to what I normally use, which are the Super 2s, and I'm going to tell you why in a second. But for now, these reflector heads are 2-ply, and they are both plies are 10 mil thick. So normal 2-ply heads, I believe, are 8 mil to 8 mil. So these are even thicker than your typical 2-ply head, and so they're real thick sounding and real kind of they take the overtones out quite a bit, and they're a little bit less loud, just dynamically. They're not as much output through the mics is what the front of house mixer was telling me. So let's see. I really like these heads, but But for real hard, heavy hitting playing, they sound really deep and thick. Not a lot of higher overtones. Let me just go around the kit so you can hear what this sounds like. Okay, so very little high frequency like overtones of any kind, which is desirable in some situations. I think if you're an R&B gospel player playing big rooms again, this is a great choice. If you're a heavy hitter, even if you're like playing metal, maybe it would work, or hard rock. But for the kind of playing that I do and the kind of player that I am, glasses, I'm a more finesse kind of player, and so I think the Super 2 heads are a little more along my style, matches my style of playing, a little bit more appropriate for the kind of work that I'm doing, touring here with the 90s country act. So, so probably, like I said, probably going to go back to the Super 2s next week for the next run of shows. And this was a lot of fun. I want to thank Chris Brady for allowing me to experiment with this. All I did was I said, hey man, I'm here at the warehouse, give me something new. I want to try something new. What can you turn me on to that's new? That I wouldn't try on my own, kind of, you know what I mean? So they were nice enough to give these heads to me, and they're looking for feedback as well. So I'll be in touch with them to let them know what I think. That's it for now. So Aquarian, check them out. The Aquarian Reflector series. I think they make a black also, so not just the white coat, color. I think they make a smooth black as well, or maybe other colors too. I don't even know. But these are the smooth white, and then of course the Aquarian High Energy Snare Head. I do recommend that if you are hitting hard. And I have to say, the first show I played on this High Energy Snare Head, it really gave me a ton of confidence in wow, I don't feel like I could even break this drum head even if I tried. So that's that's a good feeling, when you're on stage and you're beating the piss out of these drums, and it just inspires a lot of confidence in your snare sound, and your snare holding up to the abuse that you're giving it. So, all right, guys, that's it for now. Thanks for joining in, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.